What's up, crypto fam? Welcome to another episode of Hacktroid Crypto. And today I'm going to be going over a new project on the Neo blockchain called SENNO. After dozens of requests for Neo related tokens, I realize and listen to you guys all the time in the comments, in DMs, with Neo being a project that I'm super interested in and their blockchain allowing companies to do these types of platforms and build on top of that chain. Combination of both of those really got me excited about it. And let's just jump in. Once we get onto the homepage, you can see the ticker here for the pre-ICO. That's fantastic. It's already been moving up already today. I was watching it earlier. So the blockchain's first sentiment analysis and OpenAI for third-party apps. And let's just go through the video as I always do real quick so that I can show you guys what their perspective is and what they're doing exactly with Neo and how it works.
The blockchain is about transferring the control to the people, to us, because we are the ones that create the information. And now, we have a new way to collaborate and share that information. We can process that information in a completely transparent way that won't require trusting any third party. Since the rising of Web 2.0, people have been collaborating and sharing their thoughts and opinions on a daily basis. We believe that it's incredibly important to harness that wisdom of the crowd in order to help us make important decisions in our day-to-day lives. And this should be done with the concept of decentralization and peer-to-peer knowledge. So that's why we invented SENNO, a decentralized crowd wisdom platform that uses advanced sentiment analysis technology to provide new levels of accessibility, resilience, and speed, which will allow us to enjoy crowd wisdom in almost every aspect of our lives. SENNO is really an amazing community of data analytics, developers, and trend experts that are focused on building decentralized technology. And what's great about it is that people from all over the world who share our vision will be able to contribute and participate in building and expanding the network. We sense that crowd wisdom applications are being produced today by centralized, non-transparent organizations, and we believe that decentralization will have enormous effects on expanding the use of that wonderful technology. A good example of this is Crypto Scanner, the first product we're building on top of SENNO, which uses the wisdom of the crowd in order to predict cryptocurrency's market trends. SENNO is going to completely reimagine the way we are making our business and personal decisions, putting the wisdom of the crowd at our service with just a click of a button. SENNO.
The key features, sentiment analysis and AI that I mentioned previously, and it was also in the video, user-generated data will be collected from various sources, social networks, forums, instant messaging platforms, and more, and processed using artificial neural networks. And that is a very big technical feat. I know a lot of people that are interested in artificial intelligence, and they do talk about these neural networks pretty often. So that's exciting to know that the decision-making as well as the sentiment analysis. Decentralized, it's using the Neo blockchain. Very exciting. I'm going to jump into that a little bit more when we go into the white paper. And the business-to-business SDK. So the SENNO B2B SDK allows third parties to connect via the API, and the SENNO network can enable implementation and use of sentiment analysis functions, both on the platform level and the app level. So basically, businesses are going to be able to access this analysis of all of those social networks, forums, instant messaging platforms, which is powerful for businesses to effectively use data and artificial intelligence all together. As you can see, their first product here, Crypto Scanner, very, very sleek and cool, built on Neo. And the SENNO client is their mobile application, which will be their web wallet for their tokens, and you can manage everything from there. The timeline in a classic Hacktroid Crypto methodology, we are starting at the very beginning. It was born in January of last year, 2017. The first POC approval was in April 2017. Fast forward to now, and it looks like the fully developed front-end offline sentiment analysis Neo smart contracts have already been built. I always admire people that do alpha and beta in a roadmap because they're saying that there are going to be iterations and bugs will come up. That's an intelligent way of approaching this. Jumping into their white paper, first of all, it's on GitHub, and I respect people that put their white papers on GitHub. I've said that in the past, but I wanted to go through just some real quick features. I did mention the sentiment analysis earlier, using an artificial neural network, which is exciting. It's machine learning. I have a friend that mentioned this a couple weeks ago. Dynamic listeners. So this one is basically saying that dynamic listeners are monitoring the classic Web 2.0 channels, like they're monitoring YouTube, they're probably monitoring this, blogs, comments, all social media. So listeners are people that are out there listening to data and collecting diverse amounts of data to effectively train these networks and these models that they've built. And using content, they're able to do that, but they need people out there, and listening is the terminology for that. The accountability and tampering resistance. By using blockchain technology, sentiment results are encrypted in transit and then stored within a distributed database and digitally signed to assure data integrity and revalidation, which will provide full transparency. So basically, since it's decentralized, can't be tampered with. SENNO apps will introduce an application marketplace, which will include apps in multiple categories such as finance, medical, marketing, and more. So they're going to have people building on top of what they've constructed here, which is very audacious, and I like those types of goals, having developers come in and build on it. And I want to dive into a little bit more on the NEO side. It's on another sheet here, another page on the white paper. But SENNO runs on the NEO blockchain to enforce data integrity and prevent manipulation. By using the NEO digital identity, SENNO will be able to characterize trusted channels of data and assign them with a suited reputation, scoring using AI algorithms. So let's go a little bit more into the NEO blockchain. On page 9 here, digging deeper into why they chose NEO, Bitcoin and Ethereum have dealt with a range of security issues and have resulted in several forks of their respective blockchain platforms. This has led to a variety of workarounds to defend against spam and DDoS attacks, as well as streamline their blockchains. The proof of work algorithm requires vast amounts of energy, which limits how startups can use Ethereum smart contracts. NEO uses a delegated Byzantine fault tolerance, DBFT. So I covered that actually on Instagram, I want to say 2 weeks ago, which is one of the reasons why I wanted a NEO project to review. And it is very much an allure to a lot of companies, the DBFT concept and technology. I love that they're putting that up front as to why they're using it. And it is more suitable for smart contracts. That's definitely an opinion, and I think that a lot of people are very much interested in NEO because of the Byzantine technology that NEO has adopted. And it looks like although it compromises on availability, it ensures transactions finality and can support a greater number of transactions. So that is true. It can support a lot more transactions. And their smart contracts, given that they are much newer, I do like that people are using new technology to develop on. And I just like NEO in general because it has been referred to as the Ethereum of China, and it's quantum computer proof. So that's a very big buzzword that a lot of people have been throwing around. So NEO smart contracts and apps can be written and compiled in C# and Java. In the future, developers will be able to write smart contracts in Python and Go. This will drastically reduce the entry for developers. And NEO is quantum computer. That was what I just mentioned earlier. Very, very cool. I like that they are using NEO, and the fact that NEO does 10,000 transactions a second relative to the massive Ethereum network, which is 15 transactions per second. Quick SENNO infrastructure overview. Basically, SENNO is doing the open source approach on the decentralized blockchain, so a lot of people are going to be contributing to this. It's something to watch on GitHub where you can see how many contributors are using the SDK, how many people are using the API, and how many people are contributing to the project. And I wanted to just kind of throw that out there because it is important to have things open source so that you can have developers come chime in, they can contribute to the project for tokens, and it is a good way to start an ecosystem, especially on a new technology like Neo with their smart contracts. And I like the fact that they emphasize the open source aspect to their technology and their API and their SDK. As you can see from the quick overview, basically SENNO's first project is called Crypto Scanner. Very excited about that because it's going to allow the crowds to effectively give their opinion on upcoming trends in cryptocurrency. And for someone like me, allowing a bunch of people's opinions to help with trading is a big deal. A human element in mixture with artificial intelligence, like that combination together makes me trust it a lot more. But I am very, very excited about this review in general because it is on Neo. And I mentioned that at the beginning, but it just makes me excited to cover new blockchain projects because I've done a lot of Ethereum projects. I've done a lot of ones that have created their own chain, which is very exciting. But this is the first Neo project that I've gotten a chance to talk about. The Sano Crowdsale is starting on June 10th of 2018. So I'm gonna put the links to the description below. Quick disclaimer, this episode is sponsored by Sano. I've enjoyed following their progress so far. And as you can see from the previous overview, their timeline is pretty tight. So they are knocking out a lot of big milestones left and right. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, slap a like. If you're new here, subscribe for more upcoming reviews, hopefully of some more Neo projects as well. But I'll see you guys on the next episode of Hackdroid Crypto.